Somehow Israel has turned into a television format empire over the last few years, with Israeli shows like Homeland in treatment and game shows like Still Standing hitting it big on primetime television in the US. JN1 went to find out with some of the local players what their secret is. The Israeli formats have become a hot ticket in the international markets, almost to the point that distributors are afraid not to be able to nab the next Israeli format, tells us the executive director at NNA Communications, Sigal Sheldag.
I think that now when I'm coming to a market and people meet me and they said, you know, we have to have something from Israel. Everybody heard about the success of Homeland and Hatufim, that you know, the format of Hatufim, and everybody is trying. And I found, for example, at Riskin, last Riskin, when I attend, that people are afraid to lose the next format or the next show from Israel. It's not that they want something from Israel; they are afraid to lose the next big thing that will come from Israel. They all line up to meet us, and we feel, you know, a big, you know, openness in the market to hear the creativity of the Israeli. And I think it's like the high tech. It used to be Israel equal to high tech and innovation, and I think we feel it now in the markets that Israel equal to innovation in content, and that's very, very important. And I think it's opened the door to all the Israeli companies, and I think that it will be, and we can achieve a lot of success in this field as an Israeli.
The first D in DVD. Digital.
The pioneer of the Israeli formats internationally, the president of Armoza Formats, Avi Armoza, is very proud of the fact that Israel was recently named #1 country in the world for selling its formats.
You know, I was on a panel, this Mip-TV, that was dealing with trends within the international industry, and there was a research that they did among 300 executives all over the world, asking them which is the hottest country for formats, and Israel become first. So it's to be an Israeli creator or an Israeli distribution company, it's a very good place to be these days. I think that this is something that very much within our culture. You know, within our culture we are storytellers. You know, we might not be that successful in the Olympics, but we know how to tell a story, and this is the business of television. Is it a game show? Is it a factual show? Is it you know, a drama series? You need to tell good stories, and this is something that we know how to do. But yet, the local market needs are limited. We're still small countries with very limited outlets of television, and if we as an Israelis or the young generation want to work on television, we need to look into the international world as our market. If we know how to make good television, we can do it for the world and not just for the local market.
Nadav Palti, the president of Dori Media Group, claims the next natural phase in selling Israeli formats around the world is that the big networks will also produce their shows in Israel too.
We're already in a negotiation with a few countries that they came here, study the market, study the situation, make the budget, analyze it, and they now understand that to produce here is really, really cheaper, much cheaper. And also we already did it. And it's published, so I can speak about it. You know that CBS, the biggest network today in the world, and ITV produced here in our studio in Neve Ilan on the way to Jerusalem, between Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. It's called Money Pump. It's a game show that we produced it here in Israel.
1 million. 8 questions. 2 contestants playing together for the prize.
They produced a pilot here. They brought all the American teams, the hosts and the couples that they compete, etc. I believe that they will come to shoot it here in our studio.
Prisoners of War Hatufim is maybe the most popular format out of Israel due to the success of the American version of it, Homeland. Karen Shahar, the head of distribution for Keshet International, who sold the format, still doesn't believe how huge the show has become internationally.
It's a testament to how the international community and not just the American community has embraced Homeland and Hatufim, Prisoners of War, you know, the Israeli series, which we've we sold to over 10 territories. The Israeli version airs on Hulu. It airs on SBS Australia. It airs on Sky in the UK. This is something that a year ago, I would have laughed if you would have told me. So I think the part that this was a key session at MIP with Gideon Ruff, the creator, Ran Telem, our VP programming and EP on Homeland, and Bert Solke, the president of the studio, is a huge testament of how the international community is embracing this show, both shows. 5 years ago, if I were to say, I'm from Israel, Keshet Israel, Keshet who? Israel what? And today, when we say we're from Israel, the immediate response is, wow, you guys are so creative. You have so many good stuff. So it's a great icebreaker and a great lead to the conversation.
After conquering the very lucrative American market and the European, Australian and Latin markets, the last frontier seemed to be the Asian market, which has traditionally been hard to penetrate into for Western-style television shows. But leave it to the Israelis to do the impossible. Keshet International has just finalized the deal with China's Shixi Media to license 6 of its shows for Chinese television. For JN1, I'm Ron Jacobson in Tel Aviv.